An important message from J.D. Vance against taking back America from the cartels, and it was one of the cornerstones yesterday as CPAC kicked off in earnest, and he was sitting down with senior fellow for CPAC, Mercedes Schlapp. She's here right here on set with us. So pleased to have Mercedes, and also alongside her, Julie Harris, the president of the National Federation of Republican Women. Great to have you both with us. I mean, this is... first of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
You started with J.D. Vance, but you've been also on the stage with so many power players, Mercedes. CPAC has become the ideas birthing place that then goes around the world. And we can feel it, and you can see it.
Well, and it shows you the importance of having these international partners, right? We could not take down these drug cartels all by ourselves, for example, or take on the human trafficking industry that basically preys on young women, on young children, and even young men. And so I think knowing that you have the Trump administration full on ready to say, okay, we're going to make these drug cartels. They are a terrorist organization. They are a threat to America because they're bringing in drugs. They're taking advantage of our families and our children, I think is a very powerful message.
Yeah, and they do not discriminate. Under the last administration, all the hundreds of thousands of missing children coming across the border, the most vulnerable. You know, we talk about a war on women, and it's amazing that the last administration was able to push transgender so far, Julie. And then Donald Trump comes in. People are like, oh, he's not supportive of women. You had the stupid Mark Cuban comment. He's actually so supportive of women, be it protecting them in sports, even expanding IVF. Talk to us about your organization and what women today, that the Republican women are really feeling about Donald Trump and the excitement.
Well, we are feeling like that it's more than rhetoric. You know, we hear rhetoric, and we were told that this election was all going to be about one issue. But the Republican women were out going door to door, knocking thousands of doors, making millions of calls. We knew what women cared about. They cared about the things they talk about around their table, security, not just in their neighborhoods, but on the border. They cared about the economy. And Donald Trump knew he listens. He listens to the American people. So the Republican women are excited. We are committed, and we're meeting in a couple of weeks on the Hill. And we're coming there to lobby, citizen lobbying, our members of Congress to codify the executive orders that we're seeing, because we know that the next president coming in may undo it, and we want to see it be solidified.
And you know, that's what I love. It is about we, the people, and Julie's getting them together. You're getting them together here at CPAC and energizing and kind of bringing it forward. In this panel I was on yesterday talking about destroying woke, getting it out of, you know, BlackRock, divesting, because kids were actually coming up in these indoctrination camps.
That's right.
And they were going with Marxist professors. It was critical race theory, and then you go to a corporation, and it's all DEI. Can no longer be a sustainable model, and the message is getting across.
Well, and I think the importance of CPAC and these other organizations is that it is bottom up, and it is about organizing the people, and let the people be the ones to drive, help drive the policies, help to dictate the mandate, help to get Trump's cabinet picks to the finish line.
Oh, I remember you had Tulsi Gabbard a few years ago.
And Robert F. Kennedy Jr. also was with CPAC. And, you know, and it was a lot of contention because even Republicans were saying, wait, why are they coming? And it's like they need to have a voice on the CPAC stage. Let's see what happens. And look at this now. Now we have Tulsi Gabbard in a very important position, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. as HHS Secretary. But look, this is what's critical, is that when you think about woke ideology, it's not just happening here in America. I heard about woke ideology actually in CPAC Brazil when they were pushing a school curriculum basically with very graphic sexual images for children. And so this is a global effort on the left to try to destroy families, to try to destroy children. And this is why the conservative movement, the freedom movement, is only continuing to grow together.
You know, and I look at that, and as a mom, and I know you're a mom, and I think the next generation, if we put in the work now to really be it codify or be it continue to spread the information and combat disinformation, it will pay off for the younger generation. There is no other chance if America is to succeed and be back to our greatness and thriving. We need entrepreneurs. We need a strong middle class. The Doge rebate is great. You had Jasmine Crockett. We just played a clip saying, what would you do with $5,000? Can you imagine saying that, right? I'm sure you meet with so many women across our nation.
Well,
are they as hopeful as we are here?
They are hopeful, and I've run into so many here at CPAC. We're big fans of CPAC for the reason that look at all of these like-minded people. How many women are here? And
so
to know it's in other countries. Had lunch today with someone from CPAC Australia. Loved it. This is good. This is educating and training, and then the Republican women will come in and we'll make it happen
and
on the
deliver.
Tell me about the expanding IVF. That's something Donald Trump campaigned on, and he did sign that, Mercedes.
You know, I think it's very interesting because I think for many in the Catholic community, it is not popular. So, and remember, the Catholics did come out in strong numbers for President Trump. I think for other women, it is an important issue. It is more of an issue that they would agree with the president on. I think for President Trump, he is the most pro-life president that we've had in America. And the key for him is, as J.D. Vance mentioned yesterday, how are we going to continue to make sure that we defend life and making sure that the states decide on this issue of abortion and basically defending the unborn.
Yeah, and you know, Donald Trump too, and you see it with J.D. Vance's young children around. You see Donald Trump with his grandchildren around. You know, there is even Elon's child, and X was over in the Oval Office. It does feel like, children are a blessing. We know that. But there's also a real push in this administration to show that, unlike Biden, who at one point didn't even acknowledge one of his granddaughters.
Yeah, from Arkansas, which is where I'm from, by the way.
That was awful.
Yes, it seems like children are welcome back in the White House.
Yeah, and I think it is now going to be interesting how the media continues to cover Donald Trump, because when Mark Cuban came out and said that, and then he's like, well, he's hiring Susie Wiles, and he's got Alina Habba, and he's got the youngest press secretary, Caroline. It never sticks when they throw more attacks out. I think it's going to get more vicious, Mercedes, though.
Look, I think we're in a honeymoon period. I think President Trump has done a remarkable job, and his team, in basically implementing the shock and awe strategy where the press can't even keep up. I think they're probably taking Xanax at this point. But what I do believe is that they are, the fact is that you have a very fine-oiled machine working tirelessly. I was talking to the National Security Advisor, Mike Waltz. He's working 20 hours a day. They're not sleeping over there. But why? Because President Trump knows that his time, his political capital right now is so valuable that he's got to get it done. And you got to remember, the left will regroup. The left will continue to try to destroy MAGA. That is their goal.
And, even the dinner you had with Rick Grenell, he's working 24 hours a day, too. I think he's on the stage right now as we speak. But you know what? It's great because it inspires everyone here to know that the leaders in Washington, I'm sure, Julie, that's driving a lot of the folks that you have in your coalition. I thank you both, Julie Harris.
Thank you.
Mercedes Schlapp. All right. Well, we got to take a quick break. Go enjoy the rest of today's panel. So much happening here. We're going to take a quick break. We're live at CPAC. Back with more next.